Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers held stem cell donor registration drives in Taiwan. Tzu Chi is rebuilding and renovating dilapidated schools to give children a safe learning environment. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. To raise awareness among the public about becoming a stem cell donor and the impact of stem cell transplant on patients' lives, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan held stem cell donor registration drives in the greater Taipei area and Hsinchu.
Tzu Chi volunteers take to the streets in Banqiao to recruit potential stem cell donors.
After the controversy surrounding Tzu Chi, we had a hard time promoting stem cell donation, so we were worried about the patients.
In spite of the obstacles, volunteers continue to do what is right in an effort to help those with blood-related diseases.
Leukemia patients are innocent, so we cannot give up. On the contrary, we must work harder.
On World Marrow Donor Day, more than 300 people came to the Tzu Chi Banqiao grounds to sign up as potential donors.
Now that I have a child, I have a deeper understanding of the importance of life. I also hope that I may have the chance to help others and dedicate the merit to my child.
I can save a life without harming myself. Why would I say no?
Many stem cell donors were also at the drive to share stories of their journey.
I feel that my body is fine after I made the donation. In addition, my metabolism has improved and I feel younger, really.
I find my condition to be the same after the donation. In fact, I feel even happier and healthier.
At another stem cell registry drive held at the Wanhua Jingsi Hall, stem cell transplant recipients share their life stories.
The Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center saved my life, so I feel that I am a Tzu Chi child. Therefore, I come to all these stem cell registry drives.
As I share my experience, maybe I can influence others. They can, in turn, recruit more people who will give patients a second chance at life.
Another potential donor was Wen Hong Wen, who came to Taiwan to pursue a PhD degree. Since one of her friends was saved by stem cell transplant, she hopes she can one day also do her part.
If I donate my bone marrow, I can save a life.
As the volunteers promote stem cell donations, not only are they increasing the chance of saving lives, they are also creating a ripple of love in society. Meanwhile, volunteers in Hsinchu also held a stem cell registry drive at Hsinchu East Gate. Among the potential donors, Ms. Hong from Jingmen came to sign up with her sister.
I might not be a match for patients, but if I am, I can help someone in need get a second chance at life. I think this is a very meaningful event.
Many youngsters stop and listen, driven by their willingness to save lives.
Maybe this is a match. We spent 30 minutes here, but we could be saving someone's entire life. First of all, we can save people. Secondly, with adequate medical resources, donors do not have to worry much.
Zhang Shanglang signed up as a potential donor 20 years ago when he was serving in the army. 2 years ago, he successfully saved a patient's life, so he knows the joy that comes from saving lives.
When Tzu Chi promotes something, they take care of the details, so you do not have to worry. Everything will be taken care of.
As people become aware of the importance of stem cell donations, more people are making the commitment to help save a life.
In Lesotho, Tzu Chi volunteers held a volunteer training seminar. As the area only has one Tzu Chi commissioner, local volunteers took up different tasks, including translating the master's teachings into the local dialect so that attendees could better understand the message being delivered.
In Lesotho, Tzu Chi volunteers organized a volunteer training seminar for 20 people, but more than 60 people came.
We can see through this means we have purified our mind. We can see clearly.
During the seminar, one volunteer in training, Tefo, translated the master's teachings into Sotho. The elderly volunteers learn about Buddhist principles in dining etiquette, such as the proper way to use chopsticks. Next, the volunteers share their charity work experiences and read a thank you letter from one care recipient.
I really appreciate what Tzu Chi is doing in my area. May God bless you.
Yes, welcome you.
The Muslim owner who lent the venue to the Tzu Chi volunteers said she also hopes to take part in future volunteer training, joining the effort to serve her community.
In March of last year, Ma Hongying was caught in a fire and suffered third-degree burns to over 40% of her body. Following the accident, Hongying underwent 6 surgical debridements to treat her burn injuries. However, the pain caused by the emotional trauma is far greater than her physical injuries. Concerned about Hongying's psychological well-being, Tzu Chi volunteers came up with an idea to help Hongying leave her trauma behind.
这是长颈鹿吗？我坐上去啊！1、2、3，呀！哎呦，小心哦！
At home and in front of the Tzu Chi volunteers, Ma Hongying is full of love and warmth, just like the sun.
请看，这是我姐姐，这是我，这是我爸。你看，这是我。
哦，可爱哦！这是姐姐吧？
这是我。
确定。
At home, Hongying can temporarily forget about the emotional trauma which has cast a long shadow over her life. The scars on Hongying's face always earns her unwanted attention wherever we go. People make comments in passing like, the scars on your child's face are so terrifying.
等一下啊。
会痒是吧？痒哈。
孩子因为受伤以后。
Since the accident, she hasn't been keen on going out. After she was discharged from the hospital, whenever we came across people in the street, she would hide behind us and wouldn't want to greet anyone. So I think what she needs now is also psychological counseling.
别扯！不是，他这是疼啊！疼！给我包上。
Outsiders only see the physical scars left behind by the fire. However, those close to Hongying know that she's also displaying signs of PTSD. Tzu Chi volunteers decided to use group therapy to help Hongying deal with her fears.
再过2天就礼拜五就要第2天你们那。
对，小朋友都期待你来啊，就是你安排咯。好吧，那就这么决定了。
拜拜。
Hongying was invited by Tzu Chi volunteers to participate in a parent-child class event in Dongguan's Humen district.
你们有没有想过，如果换你们受伤，别人笑你们，你们心里会不会难过？
Children put on a short play portraying the story of a child who suffered from facial burns, while volunteers shared the story of Hongying with the rest of the participants. Ma Hongying is a very brave girl and we look up to her. At the same time, the guest of honor has arrived backstage. If we pull her through this, she will feel hope again. She has entrusted her faith in us. Although Hongying was shy and reserved at first, however, she soon found herself at ease among the crowd of children. Slowly regaining her courage, like a bird, Hongying is now ready to spread her wings and soar high into the sky.
In the aftermath of the 9/11 earthquake of 1999, the Tzu Chi Foundation helped rebuild 51 schools across Taiwan in a program called Project Hope. This year, the foundation has launched a similar program to rebuild or renovate dilapidated school buildings in 21 schools. We now visit the historic Neipu Junior High in屏东, which is one of the 21 schools scheduled for renovation.
80-year-old trees like this one are quite common within Neipu Junior High, as the school itself is 80 years old. It also features the largest campus among all junior highs in屏东County, being nearly 8 hectares in area.
The spacious campus full of large trees tells of the school's history. Under the shade of the trees are prefabricated classrooms that are currently serving the school's 7th graders.
As we sing in here, we can hear the echo of our voices, so we can hear if we have sung correctly or not. If we make a mistake, we need to correct ourselves. The only problem is that it's quite hot inside this classroom.
Lai Yuhui is now an 8th grader. She shows the visiting DaAi TV reporter her music classroom. It was here that she learned her first Hakka song. Though Yuhui's father is a Hakka, she only learned the language after joining the school chorus.
No, I don't speak Hakka, as my grandparents had already passed on when I was born, so no one speaks it with me.
Just what exactly is Hakka culture? It is clearly more than simply singing Hakka songs. Besides being focused around farming, Hakka values could be found in the cultural center here, the Changli Shrine. The 200-year-old shrine honors the spirits of the Hakka ancestors while reminding future generations of the importance of education.
In the past, we very much focused on the pursuit of knowledge and getting into a good college. Now that learning has diversified, our children can learn different subjects on this new campus. When our students learn in this kind of environment, they will learn happily.
To adapt to the diversification of the new curriculums, the Tzu Chi Foundation has included 6 larger classrooms for special activities, among the 23 classrooms that is rebuilding the school.
These 2 school buildings that we used are now declared unsafe. Since they are no longer safe to use, I feel rebuilding is the only option.
The school's dilapidated buildings are to be torn down and rebuilt. The new buildings will share the same design as the current school buildings, while also incorporating Hakka culture, thus breathing new life into the historic Neipu Junior High School.
To mark the 16th anniversary of the 9/11 earthquake in Taiwan, starting from today, we'll be looking through some old photos and meet the people in them. In the first report, we'll meet Yanping Elementary School alumna Wu Huirong. 16 years ago, due to the devastating quake, Yanping Elementary School was devastated, damaged beyond repair. Back then, Tzu Chi decided to rebuild the school. On the date of the groundbreaking ceremony, Wu and her classmates donated their filled bamboo coin banks to express their gratitude.
I still remember how everyone was so excited.
16 years ago, Yanping Elementary School alumna Wu Huirong and her classmates respectfully handed over their filled bamboo coin banks to Master Zheng Yan, with the movement later captured on the camera.
The bamboo coin banks were given to us ahead of time, and we took them home to save money in them.
The Yanping Elementary School was left damaged beyond repair following the 9/11 earthquake. Knowing the importance of education, Tzu Chi launched Project Hope to help rebuild schools in similar condition. On the date of the groundbreaking ceremony, the master made it a point to attend the occasion.
Our teacher used to tell us about the good deeds done by Master Zheng Yan. Everyone was so happy when our teacher told us that the master was coming to visit us. that our money will be put to good use, because Tzu Chi is all about helping the less fortunate. With Tzu Chi's assistance, we were able to study in new buildings.
懂得感恩的孩子啊，一定是心中有爱的孩子。人生啊，只要你心中有爱，懂得感恩，这样的人生一定会成功的啊。
老师，嗨，好久不见，好久不见，
都不一样哎。This is Huirong's elementary school teacher Tzu Chi, who sought help from Tzu Chi on behalf of Yanping Elementary School following the 9/21 earthquake.
能够及时让孩子
We had to make sure our students could continue their education without much interruption.
教学的道路嘛，那我们的就在那个这个的后面，对不对？对对对。
Looking at old photos brings back wonderful memories for this teacher-student pair.
我们一人一扇嘛，然后就
Every day, each student donated one NT to the bamboo coin bank.
While studying inside the prefab, students developed the habit of donating to the bamboo coin bank and learning one jingsi aphorism a day.
生气就是拿别人的过错来惩罚自己。
对啊，所以很不错哈。
对啊，我觉得这句还蛮受用的。
Although years have passed, however, the love of Master Zheng Yan and Tzu Chi has stayed in Huirong's heart.
还蛮感谢他们。
I am truly grateful to Tzu Chi for building such a beautiful school for us and for giving us a chance to study in a safe and healthy environment. Thanks to the organization, we didn't have to study in prefab classrooms for too long.
The first training session for Dharma translation volunteers this year was held recently at the Hualien Jingsi Hall. Some 190 volunteers have come together so that they may better explain the Dharma within the Lotus Sutras to people in their communities.
At the Hualien Jingsi Hall, Dharma translation volunteers are learning how to pass on the Dharma within the Lotus Sutra. Besides demonstrating various techniques, the instructor also shares his insight on taking in the Dharma.
As I attended the study sessions, I learned two things. If we take the Dharma to heart, our wisdom and that of the masters will bond together. If we can put it to practice, the master's wisdom shall continue to propagate.
This year, the theme of the study sessions across communities is centered on the Lotus Sutra. The job of these volunteers is to help propagate the master's teaching to all corners.
I hope that our classmates in prisons can make the best of their time to learn and cultivate themselves, so they will be free of ignorance and bad behavior.
That can only be achieved through practicing the Dharma in our daily life and spiritual cultivation, which is exactly the purpose of the study sessions.
We have come together to learn to use different analogies and examples to help explain the Dharma within the sutra, so that people may understand that the master is trying to pass on the teachings of the Buddha.
By immersing themselves in the Dharma for 3 days and 2 nights, these volunteers return home ready to empower their communities and inspire more people to join their ranks.
In celebration of the upcoming Mid-Autumn Festival, volunteers from the Tzu Chi Malacca chapter gathered to make 25,300 traditional mooncakes in just 8 days for a charity sale to help build a Tzu Chi elementary school.
Mixing a variety of nuts together to make a filling paste, Tzu Chi volunteers in Malacca are making mooncakes to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Because they're made by us, we're calling them handmade mooncakes. We have retained the traditional way of making the pastry, but added some new ingredients like roasted seaweed, walnuts, and cashews.
In order to complete 25,300 mooncakes in just 8 days, each day approximately 60 volunteers gathered at the chapter house to make the desserts.
It's a big project, so we need lots of people to help. We asked for many volunteers to lend a hand.
Most of the volunteers were not professional bakers, but they still offered to help to the best of their ability.
During the year and a half I was tending to my mother, I didn't attend any Tzu Chi activities. Now that I have the opportunity to do so, I should seize all possible chances.
Another volunteer that has come by to help each day is Wang Shujuan, who is actually here on behalf of her husband.
My father-in-law fell ill and is in the hospital. My husband didn't want to leave his Tzu Chi duties behind, so I told him I would help.
The mooncake is not only an iconic symbol of Mid-Autumn Festival, but in helping to make them, volunteers have a chance to fulfill their filial duties.
Next, we volunteer Zhang Qingwei of Malaysia. In 2004, Zhang discovered that she had MS, a disease that affects the brain, spinal cord, and the optic nerves. As her condition has worsened over the years, Zhang was forced to quit her job as an associate professor. Devastated by the changes in her life brought about by her illness, Zhang fell into despair. Thankfully, after joining the Tzu Chi volunteers on home visitation, Zhang has learned to let go of her sorrow. Lying on the hospital bed enjoying a 6-hour treatment is volunteer Zhang Qingwei, who suffers from multiple sclerosis. To prevent her condition from worsening, Zhang has to undergo therapy twice a year.
My condition will not get better. What I'm doing right now is to prevent it from deteriorating.
Since 2004, Zhang has been struggling with her illness and is now left with little vision in her left eye. Due to her unstable condition, she often feels insecure.
My mind and body doesn't work in sync. Every day when I exercise at home, I will count 1, 2, 3, 4 to 100. One time when I was counting from 1 to 30, I suddenly said 70. I felt that my mind was not functioning properly. I then realized that I couldn't speak. I was so scared. I quickly sought help from my husband. Later, I was admitted to the hospital.
Despite being a successful woman in academia, Zhang's health has deteriorated to the point that she can no longer finish simple tasks on her own.
I have always been a strong person, but the illness took away my confidence. I used to work as an associate professor. However, now I can't teach anymore. There were times that I couldn't even walk. I often felt hopeless, even though both my hands and feet are healthy.
After witnessing suffering firsthand, however, Zhang has learned to cherish her blessings.
This boy has been bedridden for years. I think he suffers from a disease similar to mine or nerve-related problems. Seeing him in a situation like that reminded me to seize every chance to do good deeds while I still can.
Thanks to Tzu Chi, Zhang Qingwei has rediscovered her confidence and promised to live her life to the fullest regardless of her illness. To celebrate the upcoming Mid-Autumn Festival, medical personnel at Guanshan Tzu Chi Hospital in Taidong, Taiwan, and Tzu Chi volunteers visited care recipients with mooncakes and daily necessities. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.